This morning, our guest speaker is Bob Lancer. Bob is no stranger to our company. We first got introduced to Bob through our work-life program through Brown Richards. And Bob came in and done a number of workshops for us. 100% of our folks who attended those workshops gave him the highest marks you can get.
This has been a phenomenal experience for me. I think I started speaking at Wells about 3 years ago, and Judy mentioned something about the retreats that you guys go on, and I sort of set that as a goal. I said, that's something I'd really like to make happen. I'd like to be able to do this. And so each time I would come to do a lunch and learn, I would give you the very best I had, and every time I was there, from the very first, I knew this was a special company. And here it is. A dream come true. If you persist, if you do your best, if you keep on going and doing what you believe is right for everyone you meet, your dreams will come true. If you don't, your nightmares will come true. So this has been a great time. You know, you've been on vacation. I've been working. Not working. And I missed any opening remarks that took place on Wednesday night. I've been here since Wednesday, and I don't know if this was said, but I will say this. You know, being here at the Ritz is like being on Fantasy Island. And to me, it's one of the greatest investments Leo can make, because when you come here, this is a place to be educated in hospitality industry, and every business, every company, every professional is in the hospitality business. You know, if you treat people as if they are the best people, you will attract the best people. I mean, whether it's the person who took my luggage up to the room, or who delivered the boxes, or who passes you on the hall. I mean, the Ritz is the Ritz. And this is an education for us. One of the people talk a lot about wanting to do what they love for a living. And the key is to put love into what you do for a living. We are in the business of love. To offer our gifts, our talents, our knowledge, our best in service of every person we meet. And the more difficult and challenging the person, the greater the opportunity for us to grow, more loving, more powerful, more proficient. According to every mental health study that I have become aware of, that talks about the future, by the year 2010, which to me sounds like science fiction, it's 3 years away, the number 2 form of disability in America will be depression. That's important to understand for people who are in business, for people who deal with money. Because what's going on inside people is the cause of what happens outside people. And if you're depressed emotionally, you're going to become depressed financially. And that begins with a consciousness of lack, a fear to invest, a fear to take risk, a fear to spend money. So what we really have to do for us to be successful, because no one can be successful alone. Isn't that interesting? No one can be successful alone. We have to avert depression. The only way to avert depression is to live your values. Is to live your values. The purpose of marriage. You know, we enter a marriage, we think we found someone wonderful. We say, oh my God, you are my soulmate. And then after a while you say, oh my God, you are my cellmate. And not with us. The purpose of marriage is to learn how to be a compassionate human being. That's the purpose. To not say, you know, I treat you nicer if you could just be nicer to me, but I would treat you nicer if I would just fulfill my spiritual potential. Then I'll treat you nicer. That's the truth. Marriage is about learning how to be compassionate, respectful, kind. That's what parenting is about. To honor the heart of the child, to honor the innocence of the child. In order to find fulfillment, you have to transform all of your resentment into forgiveness. And then you can be a fulfilled human being. But we make it so hard for our children to honor us when we do not lead honorable lives. And we make it so hard for our children to honor us when we do not honor their magnificence and their divinity and their sacredness and their innocence. How we deal with one another. Who's leading you? If someone treats you badly, and then you have to counterattack, you're making that person in charge. There's your leader now, and they're leading you down their path. Your love has to be so strong that no one can have the power to shake it or to break it. The key to the winner's edge is a winner does two things. Number one, they're always edging forward. Don't look for the big breakthrough. Look for the next little step of growth, improvement, and enhancement. It doesn't matter where you are. It matters where you want to go. Where do you want to go? What do you truly want to bring about in your life? What is your deepest, most powerful intention? Where do you want to go? And then you edge there every day. You just make an effort to edge a little bit more, to move the edge of your life forward toward the horizon of your dreams. Every day to do a little bit toward where you ultimately want to go and not get caught up in reacting to people or to situations that put you in a position to be against. Before where you want to go, not against where you don't want to go. We're naturally going where we really, really, really want to go. What gives us a sense of life and love more abundant. You're naturally moving there. And your job within that process is to edge in that direction. How can I be a little bit better as a parent today? When my child tells me to shut up, which is just Gabriel's, my 4-year-old's, his new thing is telling me to shut up. And my first reaction is to get incensed. But based on my understanding of how children learn and develop behavior, what I say now is every time he says, "Shut up, Dad," I say to him, I really have to learn how to be more compassionate and respectful in my speech. Because children become who they spend time with. And I know that the way I talk around him is not always that kind and is not always that respectful. And every time, instead of saying, "Now don't talk that way," which then he'll learn how to talk to me that way, I say, I must be more compassionate and respectful in my speech. And I say, "Could you say that?" And he goes, "I must be more compassionate in my speech." I said, "Good.